The master planner is revealed. In like the first panel, kind of a letdown to the mystery. I'd wish they'd held on to it just a little bit longer as it doesn't give the same impact serving it up like this, but there you go. It's Doc Ock, by the way. Yes, it's he who's been stealing important scientific equipment across the country. Meanwhile, Betty is still trying to talk to Pete, and even Ned is like, come on dude, stop being a childish dick and man up, have that tough conversation. So Pete acts like a real jerk to make Betty hate him, but it doesn't work because women are all over those shenanigans.
We are.
Yeah, we men are social idiots in comparison, but hey, evil Overlord May is on her deathbed, so things aren't all that bad. But Pete is still under her spell, so it's like, must find cure. He hits up Kirk Connors, who happens to be in New York. They test evil Overlord May's blood and find out she's got radiation poisoning. So yeah, hey, remember that time Pete kinda helped her out with the blood transfusion? Turns out it's slowly killing her. Nice work, Pete. I mean, sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, also remember how he got his Uncle Ben killed. And he's like, all super guilty about it. Brings it up once or twice, eh? Well, the thought of them being responsible for his single other living relative, how shall we say, kinda winds him up a tad bit. Connors can help. They just need some ISO 36. Connors makes a call. They can fly some in, but ISO 36 is rare. Someone doesn't buy some without it being known on the black grapevine, and Doc Ock's men make a play for it. Evil Overlord's May last chance of survival is stolen right out of their hands. Spider-Man takes no chances. He swoops in on Foswell, demanding he get information. He cracks open the usual haunts, hounding the deep underbelly of New York to find out what they know. He wants the master planner. The gangs of New York have a strict code. They don't narc. They don't dog on each other, but Spider-Man is on a rampage. Rampage! He throws a car at them. Believe me, they're gonna talk. Spidey turns up at the master planner's underwater lair. The goons rush him. There is no wisecracks this time. There is no holding back. There is only the mission, only a clear focus. He will get that ISO serum. Doc Ock monitors the whole thing. What best way to bait a man who wants something than with the thing that he actually wants? They tussle, but in his rampage he forgets the sheer power of Doc Ock's arms. Precious machinery is tossed back and forth, heavy lab equipment knocking down pillars and structural support, and then the whole thing comes crashing down on Spider-Man, his legs caught by its weight. Finally, a large piece of lab equipment rolls towards him, threatening to crush his body. Its jagged and crooked edges as easily split the man in two as provide a shallow space for him to save himself. Thankfully, it's the latter. Trapped, but alive. The thing about an underwater base is that it's only as safe as the structure that holds the incredible weight of the ocean above it. Broken and tattered, it starts to give. The roof is slowly leaking. The spider is trapped inside, and the evil Overlord May is dying. With all his might, Pete tries to lift the incredible weight above him, and he fails. Drip, no longer the salt water of the ocean falling from above, but those that form underneath the man's mask. He failed her. He's failed her. The next issue rolls over. Spider-Man tries again. Muscles tense, sinew and tissue stretch, but not even the proportional strength of a spider can help him now. Faces come to him. Evil Overlord May and how she looked on her deathbed. Ben Parker, a face, ageless in time, for he would grow no older. He has let them all down, but the man beneath the mask is no ordinary man, not because of by happenstance that he gained the powers that he did, but because the man is Peter Parker, a will and courage that far outweighs any power given to him by science, and he does not give in. not even when his body knows he is beaten. And he pushes, he lifts, and slowly, inch by inch, tons and tons of machinery above him start to move until muscle fibers tear and his body aches beyond what any mere mortal could fathom. Water gushes down from above as the cavernous leak increases, but they do not sway him, for he alone is Peter Parker. He alone is Spider-Man, and he would move mountains for those he loved, even if they are an evil overlord biatch. And with every ounce in his spider body, Spidey throws the machinery of him. He will not be deterred, but his troubles aren't over yet. His whole body aching, his legs were crushed, and the water is now flowing in fast. He has the serum. He makes haste. A wave hits him, and he's sucked into an aqueous corridor, pulled under and over as he tracks his way back towards the entrance until finally he surfaces to a whole heap of goons.
Damn, give the man a break.
But he's faced goons before. The weight didn't stop him, the water didn't stop him, and the goons are not going to stop him. Slow and tight, he forces his way through them, receiving blow after blow, but they're no match for an even injured Spider-Man. Yet every blow takes its toll, and he pushes on to Doc Connors. They use the serum, and
it
worked.
Yes.
Spidey rushes it to the hospital. They won't know evil overlords' May conditions for another 2 hours yet. And here, normal men would rest to nurse their wounds, but Pete is not a normal man, and he heads back to the facility, notifying the police and Foswell so they can round up the unconscious goons. All the while, Pete is the only one around to take photos. He rushes them to the Bugle. Betty's there. She wants to talk.
Still? Is this still going on?
But all her thoughts are lost when she sees the cuts and bruises on Pete's face. He tells her it happened while he was getting the photos of the Master Planner's men. It's his job, and he's willing to get beaten for it. His reaction shocks Betty, who after being in the Bugle while it's raided by supervillains 10 million times in 33 issues, can no longer stand to be around men of action. It works. The Betty Brant mini-boss is defeated. Pete gets more money out of his photos from Triple J, and finally, evil Overlord May is going to be okay. More's the pity. Well, okay, the Master Planner arc is super famous, easily one of the most famous of the era. And for good reason. The image of him lifting the machinery above his head is super well known even amongst those who haven't read it, and even having read it before, it still hits home as a big moment. I also feel this episode marks a specific point in Spider-Man's powers. I'm pretty sure it's the first time Pete simply picked up and thrown a whole car, and the weight of the machinery really shows what he's capable of. It makes me wonder whether Pete himself knew exactly how strong he is, or whether his strength slowly developed over time through the issues. I also like the fact that Doc Ock wasn't a bash and grab type villain and was very much trying to hide in the shadows. It shows the guile and wit he's capable of, and is a change of pace for the comic, especially at the time. I like the fact that he also gets away at the end, especially as the villain isn't really the important aspect of the story. As I said, it's one of the most famous stories of the era, and for a good reason. Hey, thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this approach, please like and subscribe for more videos. And remember, if you're interested in reading the full story, the easiest way is to sign up to Marvel Unlimited at marvel.com/unlimited. I need to breathe.